Just on the interception, what do you see?
I mean, he was giving me back shoulder all game, speed release, so I changed up my technique, play outside, and the ball fit right there.
When you caught it, I mean, what did you tell it was just nothing but grass?
Yeah, first thing I did was focus on the ball because last week I dropped one the first play of the game, so I made sure I focused on the ball first.
Yeah. How I mean, your coverage could have been much better 2 weeks ago against Illinois, but like, has that weighed on you?
No, not at all. I learned from it. I had good guys around me like Q. He picked me up, like it was hard at first, but I had good guys around me, so that kind of helped.
Just what do you think of the defense in the second half of this game? It was pretty dominant. Held them to less than 100 yards, 7 first downs. I think they only had 12 rushing yards.
I feel like the bond we have, like that plays a lot. Like everybody want to play for each other. That played a big part.
Well, what did you think on, I don't know, it seemed like they kind of picked on you tonight. They thrown at you quite a bit. You had 4 pass breaks up. What kind of your thoughts?
I just feel like I had to respond, like on the first play, slant and go, like who would ever thought that? But I just feel like I had to respond, stay poised, and just lock in for my team for real.
How, I don't know, you mentioned like that first play and then just like throwing it. How much does that like energize you when they throw to your guy and you get pass breakups and tackles?
Just to keep going, just to help out the defense. I just feel like tonight, just me and Chris, you know what I'm saying, RJ, just the back end, I just felt like we played great tonight, you know what I'm saying, we stayed poised through it all.
And I mean, just in the second half, as I mentioned before, the defense was really good. Whether you were on the field, like during play, or on the sideline, was there, I don't know, just something about an attitude about you guys?
I mean, yeah, just keep going. Like Coach said in the locker room, they got a 4th down, I think they got a 3rd down. Just keep going, keep playing, keep trying to get that stop.
A lot of people talk about cornerbacks and their ability not to be able to tackle, but you are a very well tackler in space. You know, what do you attribute that to?
I mean, practice. We go over tackling a lot in practice, just key in the hip, just coming down and shimmying, so I credit to that.
You ever played safety or linebacker before?
I think in like 6th grade I played linebacker, so yeah. How y'all doing?
Hey, big game here tonight. You guys had to face some adversity to come back and get the victory. You know, how tough was that to come back? Or I guess it wasn't that tough, but what was it like coming out at halftime and turning things up?
Well, the first half we really didn't, get on the field that much because San Jose did a good job of holding us or keeping us on the sideline. But when the opportunity did come, we tried executing at a high level, and we had some ups and downs, but that's part of football. But at the end of the day, we came out with the win, so that's the most important. So.
How frustrating was that first half? I mean, with 6 minutes left in half, you had the ball for 3 minutes total.
It was just kind of frustrating, just knowing like, I'm on the sideline watching while the defense is on the field, but you try to do your best as you can when you do get the opportunities, when you do get the drives opportunity, because like you're never supposed to take a drive for granted, and just not having the opportunities in the first half was kind of like but second half got rolling and it was all smooth sailing.
You had 98 yards and 18 plays in the first half. How big of a boost was that? I mean, obviously you scored touchdowns, so that's big, but just for the offense itself, because you essentially hadn't played the whole first half, and then you do that.
Yeah, it was a big momentum booster for us. Just knowing that was able to drive the ball downfield and capitalize off that opportunity. Just scoring, that was a big boost for not only the offense but the whole team. And you could just see the whole demeanor and everybody energy just started being up tuned and upbeat. So it was a good thing.
Just the ups and downs you mentioned, your interceptions, some of the special teams things. Does it make it even sweeter to kind of rally past that when it seems like a lot of things aren't going your way, but every time you guys have an answer?
Yeah, coming in the fight, Coach told us it was going to be a 12 round fight. We had to fight to the very end. It wasn't going to be pretty, but it was going to be a tough battle, a tough way going throughout this whole game. So we just knew in our mind that we were going to have to fight for all the 4 quarters, and obviously it's going to be some ups and downs, but that's part of football. So.
Penny Boone and Willie Shaw stepped up big time for you in the backfield. What was that like to have, just a rotation of guys in that running back room to be able to step up at any moment?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. But first, I want to give credit to my offensive line. Without without them, it would have been no Penny Boone or Willie Shaw. You know what I'm saying? But they also did a good job in contributing well in the run game because it wasn't really working the pass game, so it was really effective in the run game, and that showed in the game today. So I just want to give a huge shout out to my O-line and.
Yeah, obviously really proud of our football team and the resolve that we showed throughout the course of that game. Credit to San Jose State. I thought they had a really good plan coming in. They kind of dictated the pace and the tempo of the football game throughout the first half. We did some silly things and made some silly mistakes in the kicking game. And then I thought to get in the drive and the touchdown at the end of the second quarter was really big, knowing that we were going to get the ball coming out of the second half, start the second half, and I thought really a superior defensive performance in the second half by our guys, and really, San Jose was making some tough catches on third down and keeping their sticks moving in the first half, and they still made some contested catches in the second half. But those corners overcame some adversity, a couple pass interference penalties and defensive holding, and just kept staying in the fight. And I really thought our team, played a very poised second half. A lot of things didn't go our way. We had a punt hit our guy, hit the gunner in the leg. We had a turnover on our side of the 50-yard line, and I think just everybody's composure and the poise of the team and the defensive guys, especially, to stay in there, and make it a really one-sided when it comes to, as you look at the yardage in the second half, a one-sided deal in the second half. And obviously Chris's pick was massive, but really proud of our team in the fight, the resolve, and kind of figured this was going to be a all 60-minute game, and happy to come out with a win.
Just what did you think of your defensive performance in the second half? Cordero was excellent in the first half, not so great in the second half. Just so much pressure, the corners were good. It just kind of was a full defensive effort.
Well, you have to pressure him. I mean, he's a sixth-year quarterback. He's really good. He's very accurate. He's almost better when it's off script. He got out of a couple sacks today, came out of there, made great throws down the field, played like a 6-year guy. Just played a lot of football. I mean, he's got 80-some career touchdown passes. So, to continue to pressure him, when you blitz, you got to play man coverage and you got to play tight coverage. And I thought those two guys did a great job. I mean, obviously, you guys saw what I saw. They wouldn't have been invited up here to the press conference. So, those two guys did a really, really good job. R.J. Delancey did an excellent job. I thought we did a good job on the tight end for the most part. And playing tight coverage. But, there's a rotation of defensive linemen going into the football game that, most of those guys last year, they're question marks if they're going to dress or not. You know what I mean? So really happy with the development of that group and really pleased with the performance. And you credit our defensive staff, Vince and those guys, awesome playing and, a really good job, affecting a very good quarterback in my opinion.
What did you think of just the level of production of how many guys on defense made plays? It wasn't like it was just 2 guys who fell off the stat sheet. It's like all the way they're down.
Yeah, Jerry Peters comes in and hits the quarterback, and Jerry Peters hit the quarterback 100 times in practice, and I've about had a heart attack every time he does it. So, to see him hit somebody else's quarterback was really good to see. Dre Reagan had a really silly penalty early on in the game, and then came back and bounced back and played really well, I thought, down the stretch. Judge Culpepper was a force inside. Terrence Taylor's always a presence on the edge, and I think DA is hard to handle in there. So, I think when those guys, keep the cage of the quarterback and keep him in the pocket and they can, move those tackles back into the quarterback's lap, a true passer, we had to keep that guy in there. We couldn't let him get out and make off scripted plays because he'll kill you, and he's killed everybody that way. So, great job of formulating a plan, better job by the players of executing the plan, and great to see a bunch of guys contribute to that.
Just mentioning the resolve in the face of adversity. You guys, a lot of things went against you. Probably statistically would suggest you would lose with the 2 special teams things and DQs picked deep in territory. Like, how does this make it even sweeter, just knowing that you guys responded every single time?
Yeah, I think I felt like the fourth quarter of that game went really, really fast, and you look up and you're taking a knee to end it. You know what I mean? And a lot of things have to happen to get to that point in time. So. Yeah, I think anytime you win, it's sweet. Obviously, when going into the week, how many onside kicks we practiced this week? 1 billion. You know what I mean? And the ball didn't bounce our way. You know what I mean? They got it. And what did we do? Hung in there and played defense. You know what I mean? We didn't stop them on some contested catches in the first half on third down. Stop the drives. Stop them on 4th and 1. You know what I mean? Like some of those things that I think they're back against the wall plays, and you have to in football. You have to trust the man next to you. It's not you hit a bad shot in golf and you got to go figure it out yourself. I mean, this is 11-man game. So, yeah, I mean, obviously the character of our team showed up tonight, and really proud of that.
Similar question. I mean, to not have your best stuff on offense, I mean, you didn't throw for 100 yards. Obviously, the first quarter, you essentially didn't have the ball.
Mm-hmm.
How satisfying is it to win against a quality opponent, even when that kind of stuff happens?
Yeah, I mean, a weird game, right? Like 7 plays in the first half up until the last drive on offense. You know, they had a great plan. I mean, they came in and, you know, knew they were probably going to have to create and gain tough third downs and try to hold the ball. You know what I mean? A lot of times in the first half on the shot clock they're, you know, snapping it at the very end of it and staying on schedule and picking up tough third downs and against tough coverage. So it didn't go our way. It didn't go how we scripted it to start the game. And, you know, that's part of it. It doesn't, you know, what are you going to do? I mean, you're going to quit, you know, or you're going to go get a good plan to play the second half and, you know, figure it out. You know, that's part of the game. And, you know, I've been part of teams that have faded and, you know, lost, you know, there. So, again, happy with the resolve of the team and the poise our team showed down the stretch. And, you know, from everybody, you know, coaches to players to everybody involved in the plan.
The 98-yard drive, I mean, it was
99.
Oh, 98 up to now.
Okay.
I mean, it was almost like all positive yardage every play.
Yeah.
Just kind of methodically working right
And I think we had to overcome a couple penalties there too. You know what I mean? We, again, like it's tough plays, right? And guys making tough runs. Like Willie, a couple tough runs there. I remember Penny, a couple tough runs. A couple good complete. Junior Vandeross, a really good third down catch on that drive. Jumps up and, you know, makes a great play. You know, big momentum boost there. Right, I mean, we hadn't done anything on offense, and to go get that 98-yard drive for a touchdown was huge.
Willie's first real consequential playing time, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, he got some time last week. I mean, he had that long touchdown that got called back and that silly holding call, but, you know, I think that was a flash of what he could be. You know, obviously no Jacquez Stewart tonight, so, you know, we had to, you know, next man up, and those guys came in and ran really, really well. That's the best I've seen Penny get into a rhythm and play consistently throughout the entire game. I thought he was really good at seeing the hole and getting in there. You know, you guys know he's a load and he's tough in those short yardage situations, but I thought just a complete game. Caught the ball in the backfield a couple times, really nice there. Did a good job in pass protection. Really happy about those guys.
Stewart, hint,
Yeah.
and long term, or you think?
I don't know. I mean, he was dressed tonight, you know what I mean, with a cast on, so we'll see what next week looks like. Hopefully we can get that thing off and he can go.